Welcome back. Kind of surprised that I haven't had more cases like last episode where I just spent a lot of time just talking about stuff. That isn't just Viva Piñata. I did a little bit of that in the first game. Whoa, no. I would do things like talking about, my efforts to not constantly trip over my words, for instance. And how I'm not really sure if I ever made much progress in that after all these years, which is a little discouraging. I like to think I might have a little bit, but honestly I'm not sure. And it depends on various factors too, of course, like how distracted I am while I'm playing a particular thing. A game that takes more focus will naturally make that more difficult. Like, for instance, Matter at Dead, I have an incredibly difficult time saying almost anything because it's a game that takes a decent amount of focus. Which has come up many times in that game already. Whereas this game, there's not usually that much going on, and yet somehow I tend to find enough to talk about regarding the game proper. What are you guys doing in here? Do they really like to have the light shining in while they sleep? Like, I know they're nocturnal, but... Anyways. I'm not sure I want this house to stay here or not, actually, because I'm not that fond. I don't feel like it really fits the decor that much. This one maybe a little bit. It does look a little birdhouse-ish. I mean, it is at least like wooden and whatnot. This doesn't look too bad, given that it's actually, like how it's a little like St. Basil's or something down here. But, it's at least kind of tree-like. Although, you'd think then that should be on this side. So I didn't really have room there, did I? Anyways, you need to hatch so that I can remove you from existence. If it didn't stop time, I'd look in the journal right now as I'm waiting just to take inventory of whether there are any other birds here that I want to breed more, but I don't think that there are. I could end up proving myself wrong very soon, though. Come on, you guys. This would be a good streaming game, which is another thing I've really gotten into. Man, sometimes when you look closely at things in this game, the saturated colors just get to be too much. Hurts the eyes. But, yeah, this is one of those games where... Oh, with those teeth, it's perfect. Have I sent... I can't send things anymore. It's just not allowed anymore. It's fantastic. The game tells me which piñatas I've... Yeah. Do I have Skyzels on here? Because if I don't, now would probably be the time, even though I don't really want to. Because I want to sell all these guys. Or how this isn't by level, but instead by... I don't have Skyzels. Why can't I send you? Yeah, I'd start selling some of these. I wonder if it might be, like, we don't want to produce the particles to send these guys off somewhere, or sort of thing, or what? I wanted to sell all these guys, more or less, actually, but... Yeah, the other mostly happen one I won't send yet. But... Like, let me... There we go. Yeah, I think it wouldn't let me send it because it didn't want to produce the particles to send that guy off or something silly like that? I'm not sure. But yeah, I do actually want to complete that. That's supposedly the game's, like, end goal. Which is what I'm surprised that you get to see the credits just by framing all the piñatas? You'd think it'd be completing the game's supposed, like, main conflict, which is losing all the Piñata Island records, or Piñata Central records. You'd think it'd be sending all the piñatas in that way to get you the credits or whatever. You need to go into a cocoon. Come on. There you go. Like I was saying though, I have streamed more or less once or twice. I actually just streamed to kind of kick off my playthrough of Battle for King Bottom Rehydrated, but other than that, it was never really my kind of style. Neither for watching them nor for running them myself. I prefer the more relaxed, asynchronous style of recording stuff beforehand, to be honest. Which doesn't seem the most popular these days. These days, what I end up watching largely is, in fact, re-uploads of streams people have done, but I'm fine with that. But it's a thing of the present or the future that I haven't quite adapted to. Which, if I was using this as like a source of income or something, could be a problem. I'd be falling out of fashion, but since I am not restrained by such things, such as going for maximum popularity, I can actually just do what I enjoy more instead. So I guess I might be tempted to wait for the Squazzle to return now. I kinda wish I could just sell them remotely. And I think we have all the avian piñatas here that I want to have here. Not literally every single avian in existence is in this garden, but almost. Which is kind of cool. And I guess I'll leave this house here. And just avians, with the exception of that one Squazzle that I would kind of like to sell before we leave. And then after this comes that Zumbug that I just need to breed, or Zumbugs plural more like. That's usually how breeding works, at least when it comes to piñatas. Stop making that horrendous flying noise. Who came up with this? Yeah, the noises here are kind of unpleasant sometimes. By that I mostly mean you. Yes, that, exactly. Just guys go get back here so I can leave. After forcing you to leave. I also haven't been looking at the Piñata Central challenges, have I? But yeah, I had to start getting variants and whatnot, which doesn't sound that fun. And there's a lot of those to do. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not really sure what the end goal of this playthrough is. Maybe to... I've jokingly said a few times it would be to just be able to start a garden with no piñatas in it and just do whatever I want inside of that garden. With no piñatas ever appearing. But we still have a number of piñatas we have to get rid of for that. Not to mention, of course, I still want to actually get all the species of piñata. I want to actually, like, breed them all and whatnot. Not master romance them all beyond what I need to do to get them to all stop appearing. But oh, Squazzle. How long are these guys usually gone for? Still weird to me, you know, just like real estate wise, that one of the most important, maybe even like public, like government run buildings is just right in front of supervillain lair. I don't know. You would think Pester would be like outside the law. I mean, he just ran over here and literally blew up the front door of Piñata Central. So clearly this guy is not on the side of the government here to say things one way. But instead he just keeps on walking into my garden and it's just my job to pay him off. Where's the Pester goes to jail ending? That's what I want. Or I just hire Pester. And then have to listen to him make annoyed noises for the rest of my life. Like I did in the ranch, which we're gonna go to just now, actually. Okay. I'll look real... Will I? I might not. If it happens to be that we have to do something else here at some point, then we'll just come back. Like if I forgot to master romance something or something like that, but if not, we'll probably still find some reason eventually to come back here or something. Like there are probably some piñatas there that we haven't actually sent to Piñata Central yet, and I'll have to come back here for those later. It's super simple to send a piñata to Piñata Central once you have that piñata, so I think that's a perfectly fine and easy goal to add into the other goals of, like, getting all the piñatas, for instance. But I don't think I'll try to shoot for all the achievements. I might look up what the achievements are at some point. Just to see what other ones I can get that... oh jeez. Other ones I can get that aren't, like, multiplayer only or whatever. Okay, you guys. You're exactly the wrong one. Get out. The accidental snow here is kind of silly, but... I need more long grass. It's fine if the long grass happens to be in someone else's garden, right? Someone else's enclosure, I guess, is what I meant to say just now. Does that work better? It's not as much as I think. Make this a little bit more flush, I guess is one way of putting it. Galagoogles, why are you here? You have no right to exist anymore. You've been fired from my life. Do not come to work tomorrow. Never speak to me ever again. Palkies are banned too, why not? Even though they're already in this garden. There we go. Okay, that should be satisfactory to you. Yes. Jeez, how much stuff do you need? Okay, let's grow some super orchids over here. Oh, these things take forever to grow though, don't they? It's gonna be annoying. And I don't know what else they're gonna need to breed as I wait for this. Again, I really wish the game didn't tell you one thing at a time. I wish it told you everything. It's having to wait for stuff to... It would be much nicer if you could multitask to fulfill the requirements for a given Piñata. For resident requirements or whatever else. Especially resident requirements. Especially if it's, say, like a Piñata that you brought in from a trap or whatever. You know what? I'm gonna acknowledge the existence of Ivor. Does it cost just as much? Okay. So I wait for these. And in the meantime, I don't know what to do with these guys. I might just look up what these unbugs want, honestly. Just to save everyone time. You and myself. Zumbug. What does the Zumbug want? Piñataisland.info/viva. Oh, didn't their SSL expire or something like that? Yes. Great. Expired certificates. Thank you. I'm gonna accept the possibility of some kind of man-in-the-middle attacking happening on my Piñata Island browsing. Pray for my safety, please. Zumbug uses. What's the use of a Zumbug? Other information, question mark. Thank you. No, other thing we need is eating a jar of jam. Okay. I see, he's just slowly moving backwards. I wonder what's even causing that. Okay, but see, this means I don't have to also afterwards wait for
Here to buy or sell. It doesn't matter. I can turn it all into profit.
for Bart to get down here. I can have these things happen simultaneously. I guess you can't tinker Nightshade. Okay, and we're not gonna get this done this episode, I don't think. I'll have to have everyone wait until next time to actually see the fruits of our labor here. No pun intended. Again, why does this game even bother with giving you different tinkering levels? I have no interest in potentially breaking these things. Or in potentially having these fail. Anyways, alright, I'll see everyone next time.